team that is representing us as a country. Got to play, I think, the best 45 minutes for me, to score as many goals as they can, because we've seen Dortmund was struggling, but Fluminense was the better team when they played Dortmund. So against Sundowns, the chances there. I'm hoping that they go as far as they can in the tournament. Like I said, the first game win. Currently, they are sitting on top of their group, 29 players. But it is evident, go Sundowns, the games that Mshishi did not play versus the ones that he played, there were different.
You need facts, figures, scores, and scoops, and the truth.
Yeah. Dumelang, everyone. My name is Renelwe Yeye Time, a former Bafana player, Kaizer Chiefs player, and other teams. Welcome to Yeye Time.
Yeah. Khotman, we stayed up last night. No one slept. I believe if you were a big consumer of local football, you couldn't sleep last night. We were all excited. We just wanted to see how Mamelodi Sundowns were going to play. The boys played well. I think they could have won by an even bigger margin, but it ended 1-0 in favor of Mamelodi Sundowns. What do you make of the result, Khotman?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure you can see but it was worth it. It was worth it. One of our team that is representing us as a country got to play, I think, the best 45 minutes for me. I think the intensity in the first half, the attitude of the players, for me it reminded me of the Sundowns that is fresh, that is willing to sort of play their own style of play. Intensity, as I said, was the right intensity because they could move the ball easy, quicker. Ball rotation was precise. Passing was more precise than the previous games before the DStv Prem, the Betway Prem finished, and counter pressing, very, very good. They showed the other team that they wanted it more. They were there to play and dictate terms. Second half, not as good as it was personally, and of course maybe because of the subs. When teams make subs, it becomes a bit of a challenge. It disrupts the rhythm of the team, mainly because the players that are going into the game, they find the intensity very high and they can't keep up at that time. But 3 points, 1 goal, it would have been more. Maybe if it was not VAR, it would have been 3 or 4 goals. But we or Sundowns can take the 3 points. They are sitting on top of their group now, and that is a confidence booster for the next game.
Khotman, based on their performance last night, when you look at this Mamelodi Sundowns team, how far do you think they'll go within this competition? Do we see them going to the knockout stages, or is it just a like you in next 2 matches, Baggio?
I'm hoping that they go as far as they can in the tournament. Like I said, the first game win. Currently, they are sitting on top of their group. They still have 2 tough games, Dortmund and Fluminense. Very difficult teams to play against. It's not going to be easy when they play those games. So I'm just hoping and wishing that they play the same or maybe improve on how they played last night when they play both games, and then they try to score as many goals as they can, because we've seen Dortmund was struggling, but Fluminense was the better team when they played Dortmund. So against Sundowns, the chances there for them to qualify for the group stage. But it's up to them how they apply themselves, the opportunities that they get, because they'll definitely get those opportunities. How many of them do they put in, and how they close the back doors to prevent the teams to score against them.
But man, for me personally, I didn't think for Mamelodi Sundowns it's a good choice to play Mutiba ahead of Shasha, because Shasha has been there since the beginning of the season. He was there when they qualified for the CAF Champions League. I mean, yes, there's been a dip of form in his performance, but we can't take away what he's done for Mamelodi Sundowns, and we know what he's capable of. What do you think of Mutiba's presence in the team?
Mutiba is an experienced player. Obviously, Udladile for a very long time in Europe, top teams. Ramo selector for the national team. He has played a big role in both spaces. And I feel Hore, any team would really like to have him, his experience and his hard work. He will contribute really to Mamelodi Sundowns. As I think for now, still lacks fitness, match fitness, and maybe given a bit of a time to adjust and adapt to how Mamelodi Sundowns does things, maybe he'll get better. Only time will really tell Jorge, does he get better? Does he contribute to the team? And then you don't know. We don't know rather, Jorge, in terms of the coach's plan when it comes to Peter and Mutivi. We don't know really what to achieve on that particular match. And whoever that the coach chooses, definitely believe moyena go o tla etsa mosebetsi wa hae during that match, and we cannot really question the decisions side, because he knows and he can account for whatever that he decides.
I think it's safe to say that Themba Zwane is Sundowns' key man, and he's their playmaker. Without him, the team suffers. They struggle. We saw what happened in the CAF Champions League. He was there last night. They won the match. Sometimes even though he's not the one that scores the goals, just his presence alone just, brings a lot of light for the team. But Khotman, truth be told, Mshishi doesn't have enough time left. He could announce retirement anytime soon.
Not anytime soon.
Do we have a successor for him?
Sure. It is amazing or how one player it's a difference in a team. Because it's just a one player out of 29 players, but it is evident go Sundowns, the games that Mshishi did not play versus that the ones that he played, there were difference, and the difference not only in the results itself, but a difference in the way the team plays, the rhythm of the team staying at the higher level, the rhythm of how they do things together, and it is not by sort of accident that such things happen. It is also from the belief the players that he is playing with in him. He is one player that always makes them check. He's one player that always, when the team struggles, he brings everyone together, and he doesn't need to do much. Themba does not need to do much. Themba with his touch, just a bit of a shaking Mzimba and then make that pass. His teammates now starts picking up, and then everything goes smooth. Scoring goals, not a lot of goals that he scores, and maybe not a lot of assists that he's doing. Maybe we can say the third pass before the final assist, so that also contributes to the goal. Unfortunately, Resheva, the last pass before the finish, and we call that an assist. So it is very key. Temba is very important for Mamelodi Sundowns, and I don't think he will retire anytime soon. Probably he still have 3-4 years in his legs for Mamelodi Sundowns. International football, Bafana, it's another story. But for Mamelodi Sundowns, he still has an important role that Temba Zwane can play.
Khodman, ki Youth Month right now, and I think it's only fair that we talk about the young players that are doing well in the Betway Premiership, that are playing well also for Bafana. But just before we get into that, you take someone like Mshishi. Mshishi is practically from your generation, because when he came into the picture, you guys were still playing. This means that the main man right now, one of the best players we have in the country, is still from your generation. What does that then say about the current players that we have? Are they good enough to take over from a Temba Zwane and reach for the stars? Or are we saying that, no, Mshishi, dlala kancane, so that these kids can learn?
Sure. Renali a talent in this country, and I've always said that a lot of talent. You watch that from under 17 national team, those are few of players in our system. When we have a lot of players that qualifies for that level and are talented, you go to under 20, a lot of talent also, and at least most of them go under 20 level. They are playing for Betway Premiership teams, and then they are doing very well. Temba is here doing extremely well, and considering his age, coming from an injury that people thought he wouldn't be the same after recovering, and now he's missed the 2 cup finals, and now he's playing in the World Cup, doing well. So one, he has the right attitude. So you must really have the right attitude to stay at that level. And Temba has that. You must be positive even when things are not going your way. Temba has that. He has talent, he has the skill, and he has the leadership to do it, even though he's not a leader that speaks or talks. He's the leader that does things, that acts on the field. And we have the younger ones, for me, that are fairly doing well. And then I'll mention Rele in this case. For me, he's one player that has stood out. Multiplying his age group. Second season, performance, top level performance, consistent. Who decided the game setting at for Orlando Pirates to go Orlando Pirates way. Got selected for the national team, did the same at that level, and for me, if a player, and we call him a youngster, and he does that for 2 seasons consistently, does not change really much. Yes, you there are games, you'll have a bad game. There's a loss of form between there, but Yahya was not for too long. So 1, 2, 3 games in Yana, he was not himself, and then he picked up. So we have players that definitely will take over when Mshishi's time ifitla. But for now, young players are doing fairly well. They are getting better as the season and time goes. They need more game time. They need to be coached properly. They need to be guided. And definitely we will have a better version of Temba somewhere when he retires.
Khodman, I know we're speaking of Temba Zwane, his brilliance and his excellence, but it's Youth Month, so it's only fair that we talk about the young boys that are doing well. Yeah. We saw in the Cosafa Cup a lot of young players represented Bafana, pushed as far as the finals, but got a hiding. 3-0. Yo. But also, to be fair on the boys, I think Angola came with their A team there. This means that South Africa has gained so much respect continentally that when everyone plays against us, they want to bring their best players because they know that, no, if we play against that squad that played in the AFCON, we're going to get a run for our money. But what do you make of the Cosafa Cup performance?
Sure. It was a good competition that will give us as the country an idea of what do we have besides the Bafana that played Kopolokwane at that time and the Bafana that is playing for USA. On a serious note, so it was to create a big pool, obviously for the head coach, in terms of team selection with the World Cup qualifiers coming and AFCON later in the year. And choosing younger players that will still have more time in the system, that will still have gain more experience at the international level was very important. And I think Cosafa was one platform that gave us that opportunity to look at younger players. I think they did fairly well. We did not start well. First game we lost, and then things did not look really good for us to qualify for the semi-finals. But in the second game they showed up, won the game, we drew the third one, and obviously qualified via goal difference and all that. Won convincingly in the semi-final. Unfortunately, we did not play well in terms of getting results. Performance-wise, it was a good performance. They showed that they can play against any player or any country that they can. But experienced showed from Angola, it works. Showed up, and then unfortunately our young boys could not deal with standard situations at Angola, and we lost the game 3-0.
Khotman, can you just move the mic a bit closer to you? Okay, thank you. I think maybe that's going to be much better if you move a bit closer. Thanks, Khotman. So, I mean, looking back at the Cosafa Cup and the amount of young players that were there, we saw the likes of Aiden McCarthy, Mtutuzi Shabalala, Kabelo Dlamini, not so young, but I mean, we'd still consider him a young player. Given the chance, if you had to promote any of those young players to the first team, to the first team, who would you promote?
Young team as in Bafana.
Yeah, like from the Cosafa Cup team to Bafana's first team.
Okay, based on the performance, the tournament itself, few players that sort of raised their hands. The goalkeeper Tagazani was one of the players, obviously, that really impressed. Aiden McCarthy, as you've mentioned, he did very well. Ime Ocon did very well. Khape Moralo in the middle did well. Mkize also in the middle did well. Kamu Khelo Sebelebele was one of the good performers in the tournament. Puso Ditejano was one of those players also that did well in the tournament. Hence, they were part of the Cosafa best 11. So I feel the ones that were chosen to be in the Cosafa best 11, maybe would be really the ones that would, for me, would get an opportunity to be seen at that level, and because they're the ones who sort of had outstanding performances in most games that we played.
Good man. I mean, Bafana played Tanzania and Mozambique. Those were friendlies, right? Yeah. Don't you think maybe if the likes of Mhaonkota, Kwaiba, and Kulumani Ndamani, I mean, we see them, we see their greatness, we know what they can do for Bafana. Don't you think that maybe if they were part of the Cosafa Cup team, together with some players that played for the under-20 that won the AFCON, don't you think maybe we would be having a different conversation?
Look, it's because into fitileng and we are not sure really of if things happened differently. But the truth is, plan in terms of the players that you mentioned for that Bafana, and there was a plan for the players that we chose for Cosafa. So it is about a bigger picture, a bigger plan. Yes, we would have loved to win Cosafa, definitely. We did not. But the plan also was for the coach Hugo to see those players at that level, and also the players that we selected also at that level. So yes, the competitions really, because like friendly competition, they were different, but it's still the level international football, and then priorities were sort of done in terms of which one goes where, and then the selection was final. We believed the ones that we had, we were gonna win the tournament, but it did not happen, and unfortunately we had to deal with the situation.
Hotman, looking back at the season that was this past season, we saw a couple of young players being introduced, doing exceptional. Who were your top 5 standout young players that when you look at you like, as in, these guys have a future here?
Sure. Rele will be one of them. Shakil, Cape Town City. Nkota, Pirates will be one of the players. Kutlwano, Sundowns, one of the players. And I will kitlamu Kenya, just kitlamu Kenya because I see a potential, right? The 5th one, and I feel he still has a lot to do and give for football if he is serious about getting better, growing, and being a top player. Mfundo will be the fifth player because I see the potential more, but he needs to be serious about himself getting better and improving.
Which players, Rodman, from all these young players that you've mentioned, because for me personally, but I want to ask you this first, which player of these young guys do you see ever outshining Relebohile Mfokeng? I see Mhaonkota going further than Rile for me personally, because when I look at Nkota, he has all the basics that you need also to play abroad. Look at what he's done at a global stage. CAF Champions League, exceptional. Bafana, exceptional. And that's exactly what these teams in Europe are looking for. A player that has pace, can take on players, shoot. Shoe and shine in the box, the turning and what. Who do you think can outshine Rile, or who do you think can give Rile competition and make him much, much better?
Like our feather as in over and be better than him.
Yeah.
Yo. Jesus, I don't. Sure, I don't see. And also, I need to be careful, because eke life, we are not sure hore the success ya a player go sheba jwang go determine jwang, maybe if hore ke mang o tloang overseas before mang, and o thole hore the other player goes before ele, and then we regard that as a success. I don't know, but for me, really set the standard for his age mates, and everyone else must catch up. I don't know if Jorge they will go above him. I don't know who they will go above him, but they just first need to get to that competitive level that he's in, and win games for teams abona, and then be consistent with their performances. Then it will be another story when they get to that level.
I know. Godman, thank you so much for your time. Yeye Time. Godman, you can just say goodbye to all your people there.
Yeah. Thanks for being with me. And I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate the time. See you next time. Go Yeye Time. All right.